Let's make an ambient beat for Jace. Alright, first off, we're at 140 BPM. I feel like for these ambient beats, like anything 140 and lower is probably the best. Anything above 140 is probably just gonna get too fast paced for these. I'm gonna break down the loop first and then we'll get into the beat. Okay, so starting off, I got this MIDI from Rochambeau, super fire. Make sure you check him out on IG and TikTok. I'll leave all of his links in the description. I usually like starting these ambient beats with some kind of pad. And for this one, I found one in Contact and it sounds like this. And then going into Contact again, I layered it with another pad. This one's kind of like almost like a vocal sample, but it sounds like this. I think layering is definitely one of the most important things for these like ambient beats because it can just build so much atmosphere with like the more pads and whatever you layer. Next I added this kind of like vocal lead. It sounds like this. So after that, I went into Pigments and I found this sort of like ambient sort of bell sound, and I put some shaper box on it to kind of give it some movement. And so that's what this sounds like. Then I went on Splice and found this kind of like textural pad. It sounds like this. And then last thing I added was this bass from my 2K kit, and it sounds like this. So that's it for the melody. This is what it all sounds like together. I think for these ambient beats, like the atmosphere and the ear candy is by far the most important thing to focus on. So like lots of pads, lots of textures, like layering all your pads, not adding too many like harsh sounds. Everything in this is pretty like soft and mellow. So moving on to the beat, I tried to keep the drums pretty simple and open, kind of leave a lot of room for the artist. So starting off, I got this 808 from my 2K stash kit. It's called Banquet. Next I did the clap. I just kept it pretty simple, nothing crazy. The only thing I did was just lower it 2 semitones. That sounds like this. And next I added these 2 hi-hats. I think this is kind of where like the most sauce for these drums comes in, because you can add like a bunch of effects. So I tried to keep the pattern itself pretty simple, but then added like some delays and reverbs. Last things I added were 2 open hats and then just some kind of like accent snares and claps to kind of like fill in all the gaps. And that's what these sound like. So altogether, the drums sound like this. Now, what I think gives this beat the most sauce is that I added this Valhalla Supermassive preset to the master. It's sort of like a ghost delay almost, but it kind of just like blends the beat together really well. And I'll play it. I'll play everything with it off, and then I'll play it with it on, and you guys can hear the difference. So this is with it off. So it sounds cool, but it feels like it's just kind of missing something. And so with the preset on, it sounds like this. And I feel like you can really hear it the most, like when it comes to all the drum sounds. You get this kind of like echoing delay after each sound. I think that just helps fill in the beat a lot more. But yeah, that's the beat. I hope you guys enjoyed it and maybe learned something from this video that you can use in your own beats and loops. As always, make sure you like the vid, sub to the channel, drop a comment. You know the deal. I appreciate you guys watching, and here's the full beat. Peace.